Hey, what's up guys, Ahnaris here with another Diablo 3 beta broadcast. Last video, we learned a little bit more about the Demon Hunter and followed the plot. Now we're going to start going over the characters and their other abilities. We're going to start off with a monk, so we're going to go with Create Hero and get the monk. This is the male. This is the female. And we're going to call this one, let's see, what should we call it? Cabbage Foot. Why? I have no clue, but Cabbage Foot seems appropriate. So we're going to go with that. Select Campaign. Now, my understanding is that this is a melee character, kind of like a rogue, and I don't know what else to compare it to, because I haven't played it. So let's just start the game. Boom! There we go. And I am live streaming this right now, so if you want to catch future Diablo 3 live streams, you can just find the link in the video description.
I smell fear and death. The fallen star is near.
Okay, and like I said, this is my first time playing this character, so let's just take a brief moment and look over what we are starting with. Blinding Flash. Create a flash of light that blinds all enemies within 20 yards for 5 seconds. Blinded enemies have a 30% chance to miss with attacks and will not attack unless they are attacked first. So that could be good for when you want to kind of sneak by an area, or if you want to disorient foes and deal with one at a time. We'll actually use that over here. Hadouken! Rainbow! Kind of what I get from that. Double rainbow. The main attack, Fists of Thunder. Costs 6 spirit per attack. Extremely fast punches that deal 100% weapon damage as lightning damage. Each strike has a 15% chance to interrupt enemy attacks. And also the alternate ability, melee attacks, yeah, nothing really important there. So, character, we see that looks like a slight emphasis on precision, but I would imagine also attack would be equally as important. Defense a little bit more than possibly some other classes. Since you are effectively melee from what I can tell, but not too much of an emphasis. Let's see. Everything looks pretty standard. These are just the base stats, so you guys can kind of see what you begin with. Alright. And before we go any further, let me alt tab out, check out how the stream is doing here. Oops, not that one. That's Husky. That's not me. Okay, so we're going to start off and see what happens. Punch! Nice! Kind of a falcon punch sort of thing. So that was pretty cool. I'm noticing Spirit does not regenerate. How does one get Spirit? Unless...
I don't have enough spirit.
Oh, generate... Okay, that's what happens. You generate Spirit with melee attacks, and then you spend your Spirit on abilities such as Blinding Flash. Okay.
The fallen star has upset the balance of this land. I seek it.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
Uh-oh.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
So not a lot of enemies right now. Thinking... So when you hit that blinding flash, it shows blinded on all the enemies that it affects. So you actually know. So there we go right there.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Make our way past the dead bodies.
Zakharum has fallen to disgrace. What faith can save?
And yeah, you'll see the minimap has lots of nice little indicators on it. It's a nice addition.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Oh!
This is killing business.
Get it? Because all your business is dead on the floor?
The dead will
Oh.
overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
I will send them back to their graves. I will save your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
Okay, 60 XP, 60 gold. Now, when I did the playthrough to show the lore and the plot, it did not give access to the journals and stuff. They were already in my inventory. So now I can come in here and I can look around. Books and the journal part 1.
We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
If help does not arrive soon, there will be no business. It'll all die.
Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for. I'll give you a bit of coin to save up for your casket.
So you could tell what is too high level by the little padlock there, required level 7. Nothing here we really need. Now, we did gain a level by reading that journal, so keep in mind that you do have another incentive, not only to know background about the game, but also you get some experience for finding the journals and such. So, we're going to look at our spells. Blinding Flash, not useful, I think, in the early stages, because you can pretty much just face roll everything right now. Breath of Heaven, 75 spirits. So we have 200. A blast of holy energy heals you and all allies within 12 yards for 43 to 58 life. We have a lot of spirit right now, so let's just see how that looks. Okay, alright, that's pretty cool. That'll definitely come in handy. I was wondering if classes had any sort of AoE heals early on, and now we know they do. Before we go too far, let's actually just take a look at the spells that are available for this class. Deadly Reach. These are the ones that generate spirit. So these are kind of your melee attacks, the things you're going to have bound to your left and possibly right click. Project a line of pure force over a short distance, 125% weapon damage. Crippling Wave, a series of large sweeping attacks that causes 100% weapon damage to all enemies in front of you. It also dazes enemies, slowing movement by 50% for 1.5 seconds. Exploding Palm. The first 2 strikes in the attack deal 100% weapon damage. The third strike causes the target to bleed for about 2/3 weapon damage per second for 6 seconds. If the target dies while bleeding, it explodes, dealing 40% of the target's maximum life as physical damage to all other enemies nearby. So this would be a good thing to put on, say, you remember how earlier I mentioned if you shot the bolus shot at the one guy who summoned all the skeletons immediately around him? This would probably be something you'd want to use in a similar fashion. Use this attack against the big guy, it dispenses down to the little ones, and profit. Sweeping Wind, 6 spirit per attack. All these are 6 spirit per attack. Strike a target for 100% weapon damage. Every third hit creates a vortex of air that surrounds you. The vortex of air lasts 5 seconds and deals 20% weapon damage per second to all enemies within 10 yards. This vortex can stack up to 3 times for a total of 60% weapon damage. So this is a good AoE ability, it feels like. Finally, Way of the 100 Fists. Generates 6 spirit per attack. A rapid series of punches strikes enemies for 135% weapon damage. I think that's probably omnidirectional. I think. I don't know for sure. So we've already looked over these two. Next is Lashing Tail Kick. Unleashes a deadly roundhouse kick. Pretty much just a Chuck Norris style here. Knocking enemies back. That's what I should have named this character. Chuck Norris. Son of a... oh well. So, Dashing Strike. Dashes quickly at the target enemy or location, dealing 50% weapon damage. Lethal decoy. Create an illusion of pure holy energy that attracts enemies to itself and explodes after 5 seconds. So this would be a nice thing to put if you know you're going to be kind of going into a really big area, lots of little baddies, or even bigger ones as well. I don't really know how the damage scales up in the higher levels. Nobody does. But this would be a good thing to use for that purpose. Destroying a bunch of minions at once or something. Inner Sanctuary, 80 Spirit, kind of expensive there. Creates a circle of protection on the ground for 8 seconds that cannot be passed by enemies. This kind of reminds me of, oh god, what would be a good thing to reference for it? I don't really know, but I mean, I guess just imagine yourself like in Minecraft. You build a little dirt fort around you in the first night because you're scared and you don't have any actual wood or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of what this is. Tempest Rush, 3 spirit plus an additional 12 spirit per second. Run directly through your enemies, knocking them back and hobbling them. Slowing their movement by 40% for 3 seconds. Also deals 75% of weapon damage per second while running. Serenity, cooldown 60 seconds, so keep that in mind. You are enveloped in a protective shield that intercepts all incoming damage for 3 seconds and grants immunity to all control-impairing effects. I feel like this is actually really good, really smart thinking by Blizzard, giving them a lot of these healing and melee abilities, because, yeah, this is the type of class that's going to be taking a lot of damage for the team, and so I like this functionality that they're giving the monk here. 7-sided strike, 60-second cooldown again. Dash rapidly between many nearby enemies 7 times, striking for 130% weapon damage with every hit. Mystic Ally. Summon an elemental ally capable of engaging enemies until it's destroyed. Looks like it deals a decent bit of damage, 9 to 16 physical per swing. And also, Wave of Light. Focus the power of the light to smile enemies in front of you for damage and more damage in a line. So you have your mantras. 30 seconds, recite a mantra that grants you and all allies within 40 yards 30% chance to dodge attacks. Oh, nice. Okay. This one's 40 yards to reflect melee damage back at enemies. This one, gain increased life regeneration. This one causes all enemies within 20 yards to take 25% additional damage. This feels like a cross between a paladin. Actually, no, this feels like a paladin without hammers to spin around in circles. They kind of twisted that and gave it to the Demon Hunter. But, yeah, this actually looks like a lot of fun. So I'm sure we'll be getting these passive skills unlocked as time goes by. But now that we've reviewed that, let's take a look at the character super quick, and we see Precision still looks like the guiding stat. Chance to critical hit. And, of course, attack and defense coming in at a close second. Vitality, you see, it's not really too heavily emphasized. And why are we lagging? There we go.
Dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to...
I haven't played the Barbarian yet, but I imagine I imagine the reason they're not giving too much vitality to this, you see, it's kind of the tertiary stat there, is because they've given him so many on-use abilities that can be used for survival purposes. So not really relying so much on brute strength as it is kind of ability usage there.
Clear the way. I wish to pass.
How dare you speak to me like that? I am the mayor of this town.
Please, move your cart.
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
No. You are beyond saving, coward.
So saith the Cabbage Foot. We're going to head back out now.
It is written, a fire will carve a furrow in this...
And then we're going to leave you to talk to yourself in strange ramblings.
I will help you fight the risen dead.
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
That will not be my fate.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
And here we go. So I was kind of watching my health for that, and it really didn't seem like I took that much damage. What is my actual... Okay, all damage reduced by 25%. I did take a little bit of damage, so you see I'm 77 out of 84 right now. So here we go. Let's actually do that. And then let's do this, and I think that'll be a good time for it. So we'll get in nice and tight, round you guys up. Bam. So you see, that worked out quite well, actually. If we hadn't done that, we would have taken a lot more damage. So yeah, I like the way this character feels. I don't know if I'm going to play it or the Demon Hunter first. I think probably I'll play the Demon Hunter first. That's just my style, always has been, but... I'm not going to make any permanent judgments or reservations until I've actually got this character all the way through. Can I punch these? Yes! I mean, really, this is the most important thing in Diablo. Can you interact with the fruit? And also, as I've mentioned in my YouTube videos, you can pick up gold automatically just by walking over it. All right. I feel like this character would be good with a witch doctor. I haven't played my witch doctor to 13, but I think with the minions that he has and the fact that it feels like he's a moderate range caster. The wizard, I feel like, is more of a long-range support character, whereas the witch doctor, you saw how the frogs didn't go too far out. The dogs, I feel like they're good tanks, but still, you don't want to send them off too far. Is that a place we can go to? I can't really tell. But yeah, I think that the monk would be a good thing, because a lot of his abilities, his support abilities, are kind of medium close range. So Demon Hunter is generally, as a character, you're going to have way far apart from the rest of the crowd. So maybe if you're going to be playing with like a buddy, just two people, Monk, Witch Doctor would be a good one. Or Monk with Barbarian, I would imagine, would be pretty good as well. Although, oh hey, new lore.
Quill fiends are a common nuisance in the Western lands, and I've had my own tents ransacked by them. During an expedition to Ahnaris, I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse. Quill fiends are dangerous. Underestimate them at your peril.
Well, you hear it here first, folks. Quill fiends can be beaten off with a shoe. This should be the last wretched mother we have to kill. Hooray! Level. Oh, I think we just got our Chuck Norris kick. Yes! Yes! Nice! It does have a bit of a cooldown, though. But, I mean, when you're not Chuck Norris, you try to imitate him, you can never be as good as Chuck Norris. We're going to see here. Nice! So we just got our first magical item. Let's take a look at that real quick. Adventuring Hand Wrap. Base experience rewarded per kill by 2. Nice. There we go. I don't think it changes the look. No. But now I can wear both. Awesome. How do you type with boxing gloves on your hands? Come on.
I can no longer deny the true nature of the evil that rises from the depths of the cathedral. It is almost too horrible to admit the truth of it. It is the Dark Lord of Terror, Diablo himself, who plagues us.
Oh, when I think about Diablo coming back here and the way that he's presented, I feel like it's Kael'thas from WoW. You know, who shows up in like 3 different places. I'm not quite dead yet. I'm still around. I'm broken. I'm frail. I'm in a retirement community. But I can still create trouble. Come on. Not a scratch. Not a scratch. I realize that's an AoE, but I don't care. It's too cool. Punch those corpses down. Check Griswold's real quick. No edge, I'm sorry to say. Go. And we're just going to clear out the rest of this place. XP is XP, man. You know, I'm one of those guys that really likes to go around and just clear everything out, search through every little nook and cranny that I can find stuff in, and, yeah. See how much I can max out my character before proceeding to the next level. When I was growing up, playing, like, Final Fantasy 2, I would stay in areas for just ridiculous lengths of time and a level way past where I should be. It was so pointless, but I felt so gratified when I made it to the next point and like 3-shot the boss.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
He is bald man, like me. Before we go, we have Hand Wrap of the Lion.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
And you know what I just realized? This character reminds me of Cain from Command & Conquer if he didn't shave for like 3 months. Cain is pretty awesome, so that is definitely a good thing. Awesome except for Command & Conquer 4. That was like the biggest disappointment I've ever had in my life.
I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What happened to your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
So, I mentioned before, Adria is her mother. For those of you that don't remember, she had the house in the original Diablo. That was way off in the top right.
Over here.
Had to cross the bridge. Couldn't access it in Diablo 2. The bridge was not there.
Your mother's secrets.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
She's a witch. May we burn her. Ow. No.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will find your uncle. Stay here and find out what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
So there's just more backstory for you. I think this character's growing on me, man. I really like the feel of the, it's not quite like combo point, combo point, combo point finisher, but it has that same kind of play feel where it's like, you know, you need to build up a certain amount of energy and then release it with a pretty amazing finishing move. And the whole Chuck Norris factor, I mean, that's awesome.
Be at peace.
Not to mention this guy sounds like he could beat up a whole flock of geese with his toe. Come on. Come on. Ah, I was trying to... Oh well. I was holding shift trying to get him to right-click between the two so we would knock them both back into the pit, but it wouldn't work. Oh well, you'll do. Suppose I should equip one of those tunics that I found. Let's do that right quick. So there we go. That's what it looked like with our first tier of clothing. Just give you different angles there. And I don't believe there's anything else around here that we can use. Nope. Not the case. So now we enter into the cathedral through the getaway. And how we survived that fall, I don't know. But I'm just going to say now, my take on it, aliens.
The star fell here.
Your ability to state the obvious, my friend, never ceases to amaze me. Splat. Hey, it even opened the door for us.
Fight is over.
I'm not quite dead yet.
Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come.
Oh, these guys. Okay, I'm gonna get this. These things are really cool. They are little trolls that, ow, go away. They are little trolls that... Go away. That spawn tons of gold until you kill them, and then they spawn items. Ow. So I think now would be a good time to use that. And then go over here and use that. So let's put it back for now to Blinding Flash, because it seems like we are kind of taking a lot of damage here, and we want to do something to mitigate that. Roundhouse kicks are awesome. It's a great offensive ability, but it's not something you want to be trying to force down the game's throat when you're getting your butt kicked.
My name is Latdanan, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
So there you go. It sounds like this is the journal of the individual that killed the king. It's King Leoric. Using the environment is always very fun. Something new they added. I mean, to an extent, you could do damage with environmental objects in Diablo 2, but I mean, it was basically just, oh, look, an exploding barrel. Quick, let's round up the mobs in the corner and hope that, oh god, that's a lot of stuff. Hope that we can do enough damage to it. And it just wasn't really worth the effort. So we're fighting at the choke point right now. I'm waiting to see if the mobs will get stuck. Oh, come on, let me out, let me out, let me out. Ah, there we go. We'll fight one at a time. Cool. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Blizzard said they were going to do something about hot swapping abilities in combat. I don't know what constitutes combat in terms of between battles. Like, you saw how I kind of backed off for a second when there were a few mobs still up, healed myself, switched back to Blinding Light, and continued on. What level of switching we're going to have, I don't really know. I feel like switching on the fly does make it seem kind of easy, because it's kind of like saying in WoW, okay, well, I'd like the ability to switch between Prot, Fury, and Arms during the same battle, or switching my individual talents. It really doesn't force you to consider your choices as much as, say, locking you in during combat. Switching between fights would be perfectly fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to switch, like, at all. I'm just saying maybe, maybe not switching a whole bunch of crap during the middle of a fight. Ow! God, this does suck. There we go. Those healing globes helping out a lot. Oh! That guy might be immune to the blind. Nope, no he's not. Never mind.